Okay, good morning again, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Burlingame. So I'm back to bring you more information about the real estate market in San Francisco City and how's the activity going. And I'm going to share with you also some stats on the US market and how it's impacting our local San Francisco market. So I always start with interest rates, which is the big driving force of what's happening in the real estate market. So we are still at the historic low. We're at 2.81% for a 30-year fix. So this is such a great opportunity for buyers, especially in San Francisco, knowing that the activity or the demand is slightly lower on the condominium. So if you're a condo buyer, and you're looking or planning to buy in the next few months or maybe next year, this is really a great time to look at the market and pick your property because property values are slightly going down with the interest rates are at historic lows. So this is the best time to maximize your purchase and with your high purchase power. So let's look at this chart that shows us. Let me share my screen with you and let's look at this trend of interest rates in San Francisco, not in San Francisco, in the US market. So as we can see, January this year, we started at 3.7% and interest rates started to drop. So for the people who always try to time the market, if we're at the lowest point, probably this is the lowest point in terms of mortgage rates. So we're at 2.81. There was a lower point, which was a few days ago, early this month, we were at 2.78. So we can see that the trend is going down, yet economists are expecting interest rates to start going up in the next few months. So we can see that the MBA forecast, which is the Mortgage Bankers Association, telling us that to prepare for rising mortgage rates. So in 2019, we were at 3.7%. 2020, the average is 3%. So we're even today, we're at lower than the average of 2020. We're at 2.8%. So just all that you can do is that take this opportunity and borrow money. It's cheap borrowing money. And 2021, interest rates are expected to be on average at 3.3, and 2022 3.6, and moving forward 3.9. So again, this is a great time to buy if you are in the market or if you're planning to buy in the next few months. Now, looking at the demand the supply in general in the US market, we're still experiencing very low levels of inventory. So August, September were super low, October is even lower, and we're gonna look at also San Francisco detailed numbers, and it's even lower than previous weeks. So which is kind of good news for sellers. So there is some good demand, especially for the single family homes. The condominiums, there is demand, yet it depends which district you're in. Now, this chart also shows us, I've shown this chart throughout the previous months and how we were progressing and bouncing back. So we're at now 108 points. So we're definitely above the baseline where we started this year. And it's a great V-shaped recovery again for this year. And this is based on four components, which is the demand, supply, price, and time on the market. And this is starting from January 1st. Now, looking at San Francisco numbers and the details. So for the previous week, we had 97 properties that came on the market in total, and 52 of them are condominiums. So we can see there is a drop, I would say 20% from previous weeks of the number of properties that are going onto the market. So the inventory level is even going lower. The number of properties that went pending or went in contract are 165, and 84 of them are condominiums. And these numbers went up. They're 10 to 15% above previous weeks, which means that the demand is still there, which doesn't definitely match the supply. And sold properties, the number of properties that closed escrow also sold are 110, and 62 of them are condominiums. Now, the properties that came off market between canceled, withdrawn, or maybe on hold are 128, and 60 of them are condominiums. Now, looking at the inventory level, so for the single family homes, we're still at a low point, which reflects a big time sellers market. So we're at 1.27, which means that we need a month and almost 8 days to sell the current properties that are on the market. And the total number of single family homes that are today on the market are 374. So can you imagine, we need a month and 8 days to sell all these now. And this is based on the current trend of selling, based on how many properties that are currently in contract. Now, looking at the condo numbers, so we currently have 1,240 properties on the market, and 385 of them are in contract. So the absorption rate for the condominium is 3.2 months, which means we need 3 months and almost 6 days to sell all the 1,240 properties that are currently on the market, which is still a low number for this massive number of properties that are on the market. It still reflects a seller's market. It's not as strong of a seller's market as it is for the single family home. And again, it depends on which district or which neighborhood you are in San Francisco market. So let's look now at some charts and more trend charts that shows us how things are going between condominiums and single family homes. So we can see that, first of all, the price reductions throughout the pandemic in the market. So the price reductions, we experienced higher price reductions for the condominiums than the single family homes. Both went through some price reductions, yet the condominiums is higher. And it's both. This reflects that the sellers were expecting higher than what the market is giving them. Plus, there is some slight decrease in property values. So, and this would definitely reflect where the property is priced when it first hits the market. So probably sellers were expecting properties to sell at a certain point. That's why they price it higher than where they should be when they go on the market, which resulted eventually in a price drop after being on the market for a while. Now, percentage of listings accepting offers, which shows the demand, where the demand is big. So we can see for the single family homes, there's huge demand in the Golden Gate Heights, Parkside, Sunset. There at 68% of properties that are going on the market are selling. And the median sale price in this neighborhood is $1,525,000. Now we can see that it slightly goes down the percentage of properties that are going in contract. So in general, in San Francisco, for all San Francisco, it's 50%. So 50% of all properties that are on the market are accepting offers. So there is good demand still in the city. Now, the lowest demand is in Pacific Heights, Cow Hollow, and Marina. So we're at 28% of properties are accepting offers. And the price point is definitely higher at this in this neighborhood. So this is a luxury area, luxury neighborhood, yet they still have almost 30% sales of properties going on the market. So they're at 4.2 million as a median price. Now looking at the condominiums, so we can see that the biggest demand is in Noe Valley, Eureka, and Cole valleys. and they're at almost 50% or 47%, and it starts going down. And we can see that the lowest demand is in South Beach, Soma, and Mission Bay. So they're at 18% of properties that are hitting the market are going in contract, and the median sale price is $1,090,000. And we can see that, and as we know, we all know that the huge, there's the biggest condo market in San Francisco is in this area. So we can see there is how big of a drop that's impacting the condominiums in San Francisco. Now, going back to how are we recovering in the market and how in general the market is looks like. So the blue line, the light blue line is the house, single family homes, and the darker is the condos. So we can see that there's definitely recovery and some fluctuations for the condo market. In August, it dropped, and now it jumped tremendously in September and October. So these data is up to end of Q3 of 2020. Looking at the previous trends starting from January 18, we can see that the peak for the condo market in San Francisco was during May 2019. Another peak was in fall of 2019. And surprisingly, there was a peak, or there is a peak. We're at a peak now, September, October, and hopefully November. Will close November strongly for both the single family homes and the condominiums. So these are the numbers in San Francisco market. That's what's happening. This is the kind of activity that we're having and experiencing for both buyers and sellers. Again, it's such a great, I can't stress enough about how great of a time it is to buy properties in San Francisco, especially condominiums. So this is really a good time. And they always say, when no one is buying, you need to buy. When no one is selling, you need to sell. So think of this. And if you need help with analyzing a property or understanding certain neighborhoods or how to market your property, how to sell in this very challenging market, please feel free to reach out and let me know. And I will be more than happy to give you more information and help you navigate your sale, whether it's a purchase or a sale. I'm going to leave you now. Have a wonderful weekend, and please be safe and warm.